Hey guys, welcome back to the You're Not Alone podcast. And today I have my good friend John, and he's going to be speaking about his life and journey. And John, can you share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm excited to be here. Hi, guys. I'm Jamark from Vake, South African creator, and a little bit about myself. Born and raised in South Africa. I lived in America for about a year. I do TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, basically every app you can think of, and I do that full time.
Yeah, John, I can't. I think first met you at Josh's party, and it was. I think Josh was like, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "I have no clue." And then when Josh showed me this video, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know this guy. This guy was my COVID like a guy to like watch and like laugh at." And for me, like that was a bit of a surreal thing because you made it seem like it was such a nonchalant thing. Do you ever get that feeling that you feel like you don't need to show your boat to yourself, or do you feel like you always need to stay humble?
I don't really think of it actually too much, because I kind of was humbled before the whole process. So when I was humbled before the whole process, I kind of like knew that this isn't something to brag about or be cocky about because it's not my doing.
Yeah.
So with that kind of mindset, I didn't really focus on that, and I also noticed that not everything's about me.
Yeah.
And it's like when I go out and things like that, I try not focus on me. If people want to ask me questions, I'm not going to be rude. But I want to know about them. I want to know what they're up to and how I can learn from them, and how can I maybe make a video out of something they're interested in. And so I'm more open just to exploring the whole time. So I don't really focus on myself, or try not to.
I mean, look, like having that amount of people watching and whatnot. I mean, it does get to some people's heads and whatnot. And like when I say I got this real humble aspect from you, I was like, geez, I need to be like this guy if I do ever make it one day. Can you share with me like on like how did you get to this? Like, how did you want to make videos? What was the journey on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. It kind of started back in the day. We got my parents. They had a friend that was heading overseas, and she put all her stuff in storage, and I helped them pack away her stuff into storage. I noticed she had a nice big flat screen TV, turned out to be a smart TV. And I was like, well, if it's gonna sit here, Mom, are you sure you can ask your friend if we can use that, because we have a big flat box at our house.
Yeah.
So then she said, sure, you can use the TV. So we got a smart TV, and then I got access to YouTube, and I started watching Vines on YouTube. And then that's kind of where my whole like creator thing started, because I started seeing these Vines. I was like, I can do that. I was like, these are funny, they're quick. I'm funny, I'm quick. I started creating. That's kind of where my journey started.
Yeah. No, and how did you feel like, obviously I know you said you can do that, but I mean everyone could do it, but I mean, what was the like breaking point for you? Like, where did you find that you were at this point of like, hey, I could actually do this full time?
I think straight away my mindset was focused on that, because I was failing school. School was, to me, just didn't make sense. I tried, not really, but it just didn't make sense to me. So I knew from the get-go, like, something else needs to work, and I know it's definitely not going to be school for me. I'm not going to study. And like I told myself that age, like the age of 12, I already told myself that. So then when I started finding a passion for social media and content creating, I started watching more YouTube, started seeing other creators making money from this. It could be a way to live, and they're actually making more than people that do 9 to 5s, and people that like will study 6 years for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
A creator can make more in like a month that they will make in a year. So I was like, this is the path right here. So at the age of 13, I was like, this is going to be my path. I'm gonna shoot for this no matter what. And I just kept pushing that, and yeah, then it kind of shot me in that direction. But I only made my first $25 after I think 6 years of creating content. So straight up videos every single day. And probably around 6 years of grinding, I made my first $25.
Sure. I mean, look, go and tell me it's every kid's dream to become like a streamer. Even like for me, I wanted to become like a gamer streamer, but I just like, for me, like I always say to myself, like, what what would make me unique? Like, why would people watch me and whatnot? Like, and I'm pretty sure I went through your head, like, what would make people watch me? Like, and I think that that was the cool thing that you found the unique pattern to yourself that people enjoy, as well as like producing what people want. And like, when I say I want to become a streamer, I started, I got one follower and I was the happiest. Did you find any like struggles, like with your parents maybe not wanting you to do that, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think my mom still doesn't understand social media. She still asks me every now and then, do you still do the TikTok and the Instagram? I'm like, yes, I do the TikTok and the Instagram, Mom. But my dad they're both supportive, but there was obviously pushing because to do something else rather, as it didn't take off till much later. I only took off around the age of 18, and I started at the age of 12. And then my parents were obviously pushing me to study something, and they kind of got tired of me making videos, and there was no money from it, there was no views from it. I think I had, for 6 years, I think the most subscribers I had was probably just under 1,000. The biggest video was probably like 400 views. So that took 6 years, and that was probably my biggest video. And so my parents were pushing for me to go study something, and I told my dad straight up, I was like, you can pay for my studies. You're welcome to pay for my studies, and like we can go study something, but I won't show up to any of the classes. You're gonna waste all your money, and I won't do any of the homework.
Sure.
So I will not study at all. If you want to make me study or anything like that, we can look at maybe short courses for filming or like creating or acting or something along those lines. But no matter what, there's no ways I'm going back to school. And when I finished school, that was the best day of my life. I was literally so free, and I still feel that feeling. Like I had to go back, do some books recently for I had to get a license for something, and then there's so much books and so much admin and things like that, and I literally was getting flashbacks of my school like school days, and I had such a passion of hatred toward that. And I was just like, oh, anyways, but that's kind of that topic.
I mean, I'm sure every kid agrees with you on that. I mean, like, I still sometimes coach for like my old school and whatnot, and I just check when they say, oh, yo, coach, we got to do like exams and whatnot. I'm like, yo, I'm beyond like excited and happy that I'd never have to do that again. Like, I've done my time, like, especially for me that it was, like, I always see school as a place that you were kind of forced upon into a place where you had to see those people every single day, even if you didn't like them. It was you just had to deal with it. And doing all this work and whatnot, and you always ask yourself, is this actually gonna help me when I'm older? Like, to this day, I'm still asking myself, when am I ever gonna use Pythagoras? Like, and
yes, and the pronouns and the verb nouns and the adjective nouns and the noun of the verb of the noun. I'm like, still haven't used one of those yet?
No, or Shakespeare. But like, so did you ever feel like what you're doing is like you needed to do something else, or did you ever feel like, this is what I'm doing and I feel like I'm doing the right thing?
I think I told myself, like, when this, I was like, it's either this or nothing. I literally, I had the mindset, I was like, I'm probably going to be on the streets or like dead, because if this doesn't work out, like, I'm not going back to school. Like, I'd rather die. Heaven sounds way better than whatever that is. So that was kind of my focus. Like, I don't want to worry about anything else. Like, this was, like, in my mind, this is going to work out sooner or later, and I'm going to die trying. So I didn't really have a fear of like it not working out. It was more just like, when is it going to work out? So that's the kind of mindset I had towards it.
So you always stuck with plan A, and you just said plan B, that's not even a choice. Like, and that also speaks volumes on the fact that you believed in yourself and what you wanted to do. Did you feel like meeting all the people around the same things you do, like also the same, like what you wanted to do, like more on the fact of like the same morals or differently?
No, I get what you're saying. It was actually funny for like plan A and plan B. There was actually a moment when I had multiple tutors. I think I went through like 20 tutors it was a nightmare. Anyways, more flashbacks. The one dude I was sitting with, and I was showing her my new YouTube video that I made. I was so proud of it and things like that. And she turned to me and was like, if this doesn't work out, like, what's plan B? And I like looked at her, and I never ever thought of plan B. I literally looked at her, I was like, this is the first time thought ever crossed my mind, is what's plan B if this doesn't work out? And I turned to her straight away when that thought came in. I looked at her, I was like, there's no plan B, either this or nothing. And then so then when it comes back to putting myself around the right people, there was no one. There was no one. I had no friends at the time. I think I only started making friends at the age of 18. Like, I had like one friend, he's in my YouTube videos, his name's John S. Days, and he was in my videos from like day one till like until like he's still in my videos every now and then. I think one of my latest videos that blew up, he was in one of them. And the funny thing is, that's the only friend I had from the age of 13 to the age of 18. I lost all my friends because I wasn't in school, I was homeschooled. And then the friends I did have from like church and stuff, they kind of like distanced themselves from me. They found my videos cringy, and people were making fun of them for being in my videos and stuff like that. So they stopped associating themselves with me, and I basically lost all my friends. So it was just my one mate, John, from the age 13 to 18. So I had no one else. And then my family, my siblings made fun of my videos the whole time. You know how hard it was for them to get them to help me. That's a nightmare. Okay. But again, no one to surround myself with in content at all. And then around 18, when my social media started taking off on TikTok and things like that, I started meeting up with some TikTok creators, YouTubers and stuff like that, but still no one was ever on my level. Like, South Africans aren't on my level, like, at all. Like, they think so small, they don't think big. Like, they just worry about the next video they're uploading. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to build an empire. Like, I'm busy working on like 5 different YouTube channels. I'm working on like 3 different social media accounts. I'm making different content for each social media account, seeing what's going to take off. I'm learning how to make a business, how to get people's emails, how to sell clothes, how to make maybe a product in the future. And they're just thinking about when's the next promo. So again, I still never found that community, and I still haven't really found that community right now. I've been in the industry for long, but I found that community in America. In America, I was there at a conference at Vid Summit, and I was surrounded just by creators, and all they want to do is help you. And how can you build an empire? Because South Africans don't have empires in their mind. They basically have, how can I survive and buy maybe a nice Golf, you know, and a
nice GTI.
GTI. And my focus was like, I want to have a garage of Lamborghinis, like a garage of like Bugattis and cars. My mind is like way far ahead, and the strategy. So like, even some of my friends at the time, they had more followers than me, and I was telling them how to get more. And they'll take my advice and it would work, and like, it wasn't working for me. But again, so I didn't really have that community, and still like don't have that community.
It's weird how you say like South Africa doesn't have that mindset, but like, it's true, because I mean, the social media presence in South Africa is poor on the sense of like, nothing. If you do get like popular or famous from South Africa, you are like 1 in a million people that do get it. And like, and it's so sad and when you see America, like, you start a TikTok or you start a YouTube, and then it just starts to go. Like, it's not going up and down or whatever. South Africa is just like,
it's not me.
Like, you're going to a casino and making it bet like red or black.
No, literally it is. Okay.
And for me, like, when even meeting you as the person you are with like social media, I mean, like, you have been the most different person that I've met. Like, it's like you said, it's when I meet an influencer, it's like, what's the next promo? Like, what's the next thing? And then you ask them like, okay, but what's your 5-year plan? Like, what's are you gonna do this forever? Or are you gonna like invest in things? And you have probably been the most like, how can I say, like, the most planned person around your career. Like, and when I meet other influencers, it's otherwise. Again, when am I doing the next video, and is it going to be big? Is it going to make me get more sponsors, whatever? And then you ask them like, how are you going to turn this into like a career of your life, and how are you going to support kids after that and whatever? And for me, understanding what you do and whatnot, I understand when you say you want to build an empire, I imagine you also want to start like a clothing brand. I heard that. This is like I want to start like a coffee shop, and I can imagine even asking you like, hey John, would you ever be like interested on like seeing how the coffee shop works and whatnot, and even doing business brands off that. But you see, I want to do also these many things, but again, South African mindset is obviously you gotta, it's hard, it's so hard. I wanted to ask, like, so with advice on wanting to start something like this, like what would you give?
On social media or business or everything?
I mean, more on the, like, you had this idea that you wanted to do vines, and you said it was easier and whatnot, but like obviously you needed like a bit of a mindset to do that, and obviously you believe in plan A, not plan B. Like, so do you have any advice on like starting things and believing in what you want to do?
Yo, that's a tough question. No, but it's good. I think the one thing that always stuck with me is when I started understanding algorithms, understanding content, understanding everything. The first thing I did was I saw how everything is manipulated. Yeah. And in that, I was like, there's no ways I want to be a consumer. Like, I know what these guys are. They literally, like, I do it myself. You literally train people to do what you want. Yeah. And it's like disgusting. And that's the whole of social media. I don't do it to that extent. I make people laugh. But like, again, it comes down to music. Yeah. It comes down to words. It comes down to the most smallest thing. You will literally see saying like one swear word inside a video and playing a certain song in the background. They're all trying to brainwash you to be consuming, and they're always trying to brainwash you to be dumb and to go into a 9-to-5 and to be a sheep and just follow the crowd. Yeah. That is literally what is social media's programmed to do. And then recently, lots of people are being more creative now, and that's cool to see. And but lots of people are just being consumed. You know, bro, you know how bad Instagram is. No. Bro, it's like I even get sucked into it all the time, and I have to go post on that platform just because of my job. Yeah. And I get sucked in. And when people ask for advice, I'm like, if you don't want to be a content creator and if you don't want to be a business owner, delete Instagram and TikTok right now. Don't ever look at those apps again. The only app you'll need is YouTube. That's where you get information, and that's where you can watch some amazing content and learn storytelling, learn how to build businesses, whatever. But if you're not in the business industry or the content industry, you don't need social media. Yeah. You don't need it in your life. If you work a 9-to-5, if you are a farmer, whatever it is, you don't need social media in your life. It is toxic and it's designed to destroy your mind. And so like to encourage people, it's kind of like get yourself out of that. Stop consuming and learn how to be a creator, how to be an entrepreneur. Like honestly, just watch YouTube. Watch YouTube shorts, watch YouTube videos. That's more informative than any other social platform. And then try and build something. If you have that thing inside your heart burning, like I don't want to work a 9-to-5, I want to be my own boss, then again it comes down to like drive and passion. I hated school so much that I got a passion for my career, because I was literally like, this sucks, everyone else is doing it, everyone else is better than me at this, and they're gonna go make, I don't know, they're lucky if they make 10,000 rand a month, you know. And I was like, there's no ways I'm going to live like that. How are you supposed to buy a Lamborghini? Yeah. How are you supposed to do that? I was 12 years old. I was like, how are you supposed to do that? Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, there's no ways I'm going to do that with 10,000 rand a month. So I was like, I need to figure out a way to do that. And that kind of drove me. At a young age, it was more money, cars, fame, which drove me. But then much later, it became a passion, and it became on helping people and how can I serve and a relationship with God.
What do you think was your biggest milestone in your career?
Yo, that's a long story.